Hey guys, welcome back to day 5 of Python for Beginners tutorial. And this day 5 tutorial, you're going to learn about string manipulations. After completing these topics, you will be able to work with the strings, perform string operations on string, and manipulate strings using indexing and escape sequences. Strings in Python, like many other programming languages, are arrays of bytes representing Unicode characters. However, Python does not have a character data type. A single character is simply a string with a length of 1. For example, let's say X with a single character A. So this is a single character. So this is called a string in Python because in Python, there is no data type that represents a single character. So everything which is enclosed in quotation is strings in Python. So whether it has one character or single character or a sequence of characters, it represents a strings. Okay. This is a string with sequence of characters. So we can also use single quotes or double quotes in this string because Python supports both single quotes and double quotes. So you can use either single quote or double quote to surround a strings while defining or declaring string data. A string can be a combination of spaces and digits. For example, here there are a space. So a single space represents as a single character in Python in strings. For example, let's say X, and let's say we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have digits with the spaces. So every digit in this quotations are strings. And the spaces also represent a single character in a string, okay? So in this case, when you count the number of or elements or the lengths in this string are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, around 11, because we have 5 spaces in each digits. So we can determine the length with len function. So let's say we have 11 characters in this x variable because in between every digits we have spaces. Every space, every single space represents a single character in length. So we can determine the length of the strings using len function, and we can pass the variables which contains the strings into that len function. So the len function is used to determine the length of the string. All right. Okay. So, for example, in the first, we can determine how many number of characters we could have in the string Michael Jackson string. So we have 15. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1 spaces, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So every space represents a single character in a string. So for example, let's assume removing the characters and you can just determine the length. So we have 0 length, but when you provide a space in the quotation, you could have 1 length, 1 space. And if you add more space, we could have 2 characters. If you add more space, we could have 3 characters. So 1 space represents a single character in a strings. Okay. All right. Let's go on. And special characters in string also represents a string because a string can also be a combination of special characters. For example, special characters like. So all those are characters because string is a combination of special characters, digits, and in general, it's also a combination of alphanumeric characters. Okay, so uh, so we can determine that how many characters we have in this special variable. So we can have 10 because everything in the quotation represents a string is in Python. Whether a single character, whether it is a single space or any space or tabs, whatever it is enclosed in the quotation, either single quote or double quote, it is called strings. We can also use multi-line strings in Python if this is a single line string representation or definition, single line. Just as we discussed in the first day tutorials, we could have multi-line comments and single line comments. Okay. In a string, we could also have multi-line like this. So you can open with 3 quotes and enclose with 3 quotes or triple quotes. So for example, so we can use either single, triple quote or double triple quote to define multi-line strings in Python. We can determine, for example, the length of how many characters we have in this multi-line strings. That is n. We have 213 characters, okay, including space or whatever in these characters. For example, because we have one line after quote, so I just remove that and the number of characters reduced. All right. And even though here, that's so this is what's called a multi-line string. So you can assign a multi-line string to a variable by using 3 quotes, either 3 single quotes or 3 double quotes. Okay. The other is indexing. Indexing is important in Python. It's helpful to think of a string as an ordered sequence. Each element in the sequence can be accessed using an index represented by the array of numbers. Let's assume we have Michael Jackson sequence of characters in a string variable, and we can represent this in a memory, and we can access a character from a sequence of characters by using indexes. For example, all right, so every character represents or stored in memory with indexes. So we can access each character from that memory using indexes. The first character in computer is at index 0, that is index 0. Index 1 is the second character. Index 2 is the third. So in this case, the first index, index I, starts from 0 and it ended with n minus 1. N represents the total number of characters in the sequence. So in this case, we have 14 characters because you can count from 0 index to 30 index. So it is 14. So the last index is found at index 13 because n is total number of characters is 14 and we subtract 1 from the total number of characters and we get the last index, the last character index in the sequence, that is n found at index 13 and m found at index 0. The first index can be, for example, a string at index 0. So a string at index 0 can be m character. So we can access the characters from a sequence by referring the index or the position of the characters in the memory. Okay, so the characters represented as indexes starting from 0 up to n-1. N represents the total number of characters in the sequence. So this is the way how you can represent characters in memory. Okay, so we can access every characters by referring the index or the position of the character where that character is found. For example, if you want to access the character at position 5, you see, at position 5 is E. So you can just use print string at position 5. So you get E character found at position 5. Okay. So because indexing starts at 0, it means that the first index is on the index 0. And for example, if you want to get the 40th index, you can index at 40th. Index at 40th is n. So we have 50th element, I think. Yeah, 50th. Yeah, we have 50 elements in this case. So we can also access, for example, element at position 6. At position 6, for example, is L. Position 7, for example, at position 7 is a space. So you can't see that as a character. The space represents a single character. All right. So moreover, we can access the 13th event. For example, the 13th event is O. In this case, that is O. So the last, and the other is negative indexing. There is also a way how you can access elements from negative indexing, from the last element to the first element in the sequence. Okay, the last element is -1. Always the last element is a -1. So for example, in this case, let me access the last element that is -1. That is n, the last element. If you want to access element at position index 2, that is on, because it just counts from the last and goes down to the first. Okay. And for example, fifths. Negative indexing fifths is this one. But if the positive indexing at fifths is 0, 1, 2, let's say print at fifths is E from positive indexing, but the negative indexing at fifth is C. So you can get or access elements or characters from a sequence of characters using negative indexing as well as positive indexing. Okay. Negative index can help us to count the elements from the end of the string. Yeah. The last element or character represents -1, and the first character always represents 0. So the last element given by the index -1, and you can do that. All right. For example, let's compare using comparison operator. Let's say print a string at position 0 is equal to string at position 15. Do you think that a string at position 0 is equal to string at position -15? Character is found at 0 index, and according to this, so when you are starting from the last index with negative indexing, so you can found that the first index is at negative 50th index. That's equal, so it is true. Okay, that's possible. And for example, 50s, no 50s, 40s, and -1. That's also true. 40s, we have 15 elements, and so we always subtract 1 in the positive indexing to get the last index. And in the negative indexing, you can access the last element using -1 index. So this is equal. So this is comparison. You can apply comparison to compare strings in the indexing. All right. So we have also seen about how to find the number of characters in a string using len function. And the other is slicing. Slicing is very important. You can obtain multiple characters from a string. So we can obtain multiple characters from a string using slicing. You can obtain the 0 to 5th, for example, in the string. You can obtain string 0 to 5th. You can use colon. So this is called starting. For example, you can obtain from 0 to 5th means this is end of the index, and this one is the start. So it always start from 0 index. It includes the first index. It ends with the 5th index, but not including the 5th element. Okay, end with 5th index, but not including this element or character at index 5th. That is the end, but it's just obtain 0 index 1, 2, 3, 4. These characters can be obtained. The 5th one is not included in the slicing. So in this case, so that is maker. Okay, this can be obtained, and the 5th index character could not be included in this slicing, but it includes the starting index, not including the ending index of slicing strings or characters. We can obtain, for example, from string from A's character to 12. So it just starts from A's. It is from J and up to K. The 12th character is S, but not including, because this is the ending of the slicing. The other is stride. Stride is also a slicing. So you can also input a stride value as follows, with 2 indicating that we are selecting, for example, string 2. This is if you are using double colon. If it is a single colon, it separates the starting and ending indexes during slicing. Here is also a stride. It is double. The first one is just colon that's used to separate the starting and ending, and the second one is a stride. So get every second element. In this case, starting from, if you didn't specify the index of the starting, so you are starting, by default, you are starting from the 0 index, and this means just obtaining every second characters from a string. So it starts from M, the first character, and what is the second characters for M? it just jump this one, and the second character for M is C. Obtain M and C. What is the second character for C? That is A. And the second character for A is L, and so on. So it's just obtaining all the characters for every second element for that character. For example, if you start from, if you specify the starting index 6, and if you stride every second element starting from the 6th index, the 6th index is L. So it starts from the L and it obtaining every second element. For example, if there is a space, one character, and the second character for L is J, it just obtain J, and the second character for J is C, just obtain C, and the second character for C is S, it just obtain C S, and the second character for S is N. So this is called stride. So you can obtain any characters you want from a sequence of characters or strings in general. So you can also incorporate slicing with a stride. In this case, you select the first 5 elements and then use stride, for example. And stride with 2 is from M up to the 0 up to 4 is M, I, C. Yes. So we stride every second element. So it starts from 0, that is M. The second element in this case is C. So we just specified the ended with the 4th element. So the stride is ended here, and we obtain that M and C. M and C. But if you remove this one, you can obtain MICH without stride. Okay. The other important concept in string manipulation is concatenation. Concatenating strings is very essential, so we can concatenate or combine strings by using the addition symbols. And the result is a new string that is a combination of both. Let's say, right, if I want to combine, for example, grading, let's say, reading, hi, then I want to combine hi, my name, my first name, that is called the name of the variable that stores my first name, and then last name, and let's print that reading. So we can obtain hi, my name, but you can provide spaces here. You can concatenate spaces in between, for example, plus a space. That's essential to separate. Yeah, correct. Hi, this one. So you can use plus symbol to concatenate strings together, one more strings together, and obtain the required information. So to replicate values of a string, we simply multiply the string by the number of times we would like to replicate it. In this case, the number is, for example, I wanna replicate print 3 times hello. You see? Hello, hello, hello. It just replicated 3 times. You see, this is called a replication. So you can replicate any strings uh, like this. Asterisk is one of the multiplications. You can multiply the strings using this way. For example, if I want to replicate this 4 times, it just replicate 4 times. Okay. So you can create a new string by setting it to the original variable, concatenated with a new string. The result is a new string that changes from the previous to the new one. So that's the good thing. The other important concept in this case is cap sequences. Cap sequences, that is a backslash, represents the beginning of escape sequences. Escape sequences represent strings that may be difficult to input. For example, backslash represents a new line. The output is given by a new line after the backslash n. So it encountered that, for example, print Michael Jackson backslash n is the best. So after backslash n, it just starts with new line. So this is called escape sequences. Or for example, backslash t. This is if you wanna just provide more spaces, tabs to the lines, you can use backslash t. So this is the way how you can use escape sequences in your string. Similarly, backslash t represents a tab, so you can provide more spaces. If you wanna place a backslash in your string, use a double backslash, for example. If you wanna use backslash you can use backslash, double backslash. So backslash is included in your sentence. We can also use R before the string to display the backslash. For example, R without double backslash. You can use R before the beginning of the string. Okay, that's the thing. And backslash is used to write single quotes. For example, remove. Yeah, you can use backslash this, or you can remove this, and if you wanna just put quotation using these escape sequences. So there are many escape sequences you can practice and learn more about string manipulation. The other is string formatting. So string formatting is also important. So as we learned it in the Python variables topics, we cannot combine strings and numbers like this. Like, for example, age is 30 and the text contains, my name is Asiber and I am class age. See? So in a string, you cannot, this is type error, can only concatenate strings, not integer, because age variable contains integer and you can't concatenate the strings and integers together. So in this case, we can use, you can use string formatting mechanism. For example, print f. F is the most commonly used string formatting and easy. And you can call parentheses, and inside parentheses, just call the variable which contains the string, and another variable age. You see, text, the first, it just replies the name, and after that, I call the age, which is an integer. So this F string formatting. So this is the way. There is also another way. You can use uh, format method. So the format method is basically, for example, here, format age text. You see, age is concatenated. So you can use format method and pass the variable as an argument to this format method, automatically assign that variable value to this curly braces. So that is the way. So the two string formatting methods are very essential, either F string or format methods. There are also other string formatting, but those are powerful and commonly used string formatting in Python. So the format method takes unlimited number of arguments. You can pass unlimited number of arguments and are placed into the respective placeholders. This is the placeholder that holds the argument value in this format method. So the other is string operations. There are many string operations in Python. String operations or methods. Actually, you can practice. There are a lot of string manipulation methods to manipulate the strings. So you can learn more about string manipulations online, and I will show you some of the commonly used string methods in this tutorial. Let's try to use the method upper. Upper is one of the string manipulation method, and the other is for load for title. So the this method converts lowercase characters to uppercase characters. For example, let's say I have a string A. The string contains, let's print, for example, A. So here is the six, six stereo alpha, and after converted into, let me convert it into uppercase, and I call the variable that stores the string and use dot upper method, and when I print the B, yeah, all characters in the string are converted into uppercase. So this is the method how you can convert small letters to capital letters using upper method. You can just use dot upper method. The same is true for low. You can convert, for example, it's just all upper cases are converted into lowercase. And the other is, for example, D, that is used to make a title. So the title converts the first character of each word to uppercase, for example. Now let me convert C to title, and let me print that. Yeah, every first character of each word is in the sentence are converted into upper or uppercase. Okay, this is what's called title. The other is capitalize. Capitalize means just in the beginning of the sentence, every the first character should be capitalized. So you can use, for example, E, then we convert E, capitalize. Yeah, here I have one sentence, and the first character in the sentence is capitalized. The other is a strip. Strip method removes any white spaces from the beginning or the end of the characters. For example, if I provide a space here in the beginning of the sentence, so just, for example, a dot strip. Now it just removes that. It just removes the spaces. For example, initially there is a space, as you can see in the output, okay, in the beginning of the sentence. But after strip, the white space from the beginning is removed. For example, if I add white space at the end, it also removes the white spaces from the A as well as the beginning of the string. That is called a strip. So this is very important, especially data analysis is also replace method. Replace method replaces a segment of the string. For example, a substring with a new string. If we have a substring and we replace the substring with a new string, so we input the part of the string we would like to change. Let's say A is the best, okay? And I would like to change A dot replace. This replace method takes two arguments. The first, and I mean the substring, which contains the substring and the new string. So the first argument is the substring, for example, and is so I want to change. This is old string that's gonna be changed by the new string in this replace method. The new string, for example, is Janet. Sorry, Janet. If I print B, Asiba Janet is the best. That's initially defined Asiba Tanaga is the best. This is the way how you can replace strings. These are the most commonly string manipulation methods, such as upper, low, title, replace, capitalize, and strip. But in a strip, there is also left strip, right strip. There is also count that used to count the characters, how many number of occurrences that a single character in a string is occurred. You can count. You can use find method that used to find some characters from a string. So you can read and practice more. And I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, write comments below. Thanks for watching today.